Today we have my good buddy Marlon. We've known each other for a few years now. We haven't really talked much lately, but we used to talk all the time. We used to do lives together once a week. Me, you, and Norman. Remember that, Norm?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Liftoff, Mr. Liftoff.
yeah,
Yeah,
liftoff agent. Yeah. So you are in Florida now, I believe. You used to be California.
yeah, yeah. I was in Los Angeles, and now I'm in Tampa.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to be moving out of California these days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for good reasons.
We we won't get into that though. But give us a bit of a rundown about who you are, what you do in the real estate industry, how you got started, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we're gonna start in real estate. I mean, I'm a newborn. I just got my license a few months ago. I was inspired by the likes of you and many others who were just like, dude, you already, like some of my clients are like, you're already doing this stuff for us. You know what I mean? Uh, and my wife and I have properties in Los Angeles that are Airbnb, and my mother-in-law is the one that has been doing a lot of the business for us. Moving to Florida here now, we don't have someone, and it just kind of made sense for me to get it since we're gonna start, our own kind of investing portfolio out here, and yeah. So I mean, but some little background. I moved to Los Angeles, I think, when I was 22, to pursue a career in the entertainment business. I have a career in acting for the last 12 years.
He's been in
Uh,
commercials.
Commercials, TV stuff. So if you want to, you could, some of the stuff I've been in, the Book of Boba Fett on Disney Plus, Lucifer on Netflix,
Oh
um,
wow, you have a way bigger. Damn.
tons of stuff. Yeah, on that end. And then in 2020, I started my marketing agency. I started working with a lot of e-commerce brands. Those have kind of generally have been a lot of my clients. But I kind of just promote heavily in the real estate space because of my background. I have parents that have been in real estate for over 20 years, a few family members that are investors as well too. So yeah, that kind of brings it full circle.
So how old are you now?
My goodness, really? You want to go there?
Oh, we don't have to go there. I was just trying to do the math.
No, no,
So
it's all
how
right.
long
It's
ago
all
did
right.
you
A lot of
start?
people, because of my age, sometimes if anything, it's okay. People do judge, the book by their cover.
Yeah,
But
don't
I'm
worry. I
30,
got a baby face. I have the same problem, man. I'm
you
33. No one
too, so
believes me.
you probably get it. Look at that. I'm 38.
Yeah. Oh wow, you do it, frig, man. I thought you were like 29. You look good. Um,
I,
sorry,
I
this isn't Tinder. Um, so wait, how long have you started the marketing company? By the way, it's called Social Buzzing. If you guys don't follow him, it's a great little company. How long have you been doing social buzzing for?
Little but mighty. 4 years now, right? So
Okay.
it started in the pandemic, and it has really grown. I've worked with some really cool people, and I base my success based on the fact that I've retained a lot of them. Some of the people that because marketing is not something that people are going to do 365 days a year. So when you see a lot of people come back as soon as they are ready to start marketing again, you know that you're doing something right. But we focus on paid ads. We do all the Google ads, Facebook ads. I'm Facebook certified. My assistant is Google partner certified, so she handles a lot of that. But we do a lot of Hulu ads for e-commerce and stuff like that. We do native ads, like on Outbrain, Tabula, pretty much anywhere where there's a space to put an ad on, we're there. And then also we have done other stuff like organic social media stuff, but I kind of really don't try to really focus on that because that requires a lot of more extensive, work that a lot of times the client themselves are not willing to put in. So
So, so when you're running these Facebook ads for your clients, and the Google ads, are you trying to generate leads mainly for them, or just
well,
brand awareness?
that's what I thought I was going to be doing a lot of. But for that, you see a lot of people just going to places like, what is it, Boomer Town, where they're paying $59 and stuff like that, very minimum. My price is not $99 a month, right? Because I don't really do a one size fits all. I kind of go in and we really tailor stuff to your brand, make sure that it's representative of, you know, what you want to the perception that you're trying to create in the space. So a lot of times yeah, we just stay away from that. Really, we just really focus on the paid ads. But for the right client, a lot of them are really working on building their brand. So a lot of them are already creating content based stuff. They're just looking for a way to funnel people into, their social media, and from there into selling a lot of their like personal products, digital products that they're selling and whatnot. So like one of my clients is Jason J. Miles. He's with EXP. He's selling his his mastermind stuff that he's got his own himself going. He's got digital products that he's selling to real estate agents. He's also got a recruiting stuff with EXP, right, that he's doing, where he's got a funnel going just to recruit agents just for that. So he's spending a couple $1,000s among all of that stuff, on top of also generating leads for his team. So
And yeah, and you help them with like social media posts and brand awareness with all that stuff, right? As well.
that's secondary.
Okay.
That's secondary. So for me, the ideal client already has their own, hopefully doing their own organic stuff. All they're
I-
looking is to put gas on that fire and accelerate just the volume and the scalability.
Okay, so what do you find the biggest problem that people come to you have is like with when they, because so many people try and do everything themselves, and they realize when they hire a marketing company or an outside company, it makes their lives 10 times easier. I
Yeah.
know it did for me. Like I have a company that runs my website and you know what I mean, does all my paid ads and all that stuff for me, and it's made my life 10 times easier. So what do you think holds people back from doing that, and what do you think is the biggest problem people have when they come to you?
Well, I think, me, especially now, building it out for myself, it's always different because when I'm working with clients, this is a marketing is a multi-leg strategy where, like you're saying, maybe you're focused on your website, SEO, you're working on getting ranking on on Google search pages. Some people are just trying to drive traffic directly to their website and using social media to do that. The biggest thing really is that because there's so many pieces to it, a lot of people are not looking at the holistic view. They're not looking at the bigger picture and kind of saying, okay, where should I start based on my budget, which is everybody's biggest thing, right? Like, listen, if we could do it, if money wasn't an issue, we'd do it all. We'd be on YouTube, we'd be on Facebook, we'd be everywhere. But because we're working on a limited budget, you kind of got to figure out for you where you're spending most of your time, and kind of that should be the starting place. For me, it's going to be Instagram and Facebook, mainly Instagram. So for me to spend time putting ads on Google to try to get paper search and stuff like that, that might work, but I'm going to be paying a lot more. It's a lot more competitive. I'm already active on social media. I'd rather work on that. So I tell most people, you have to just pick one place that you're going to be spending time on, and that's going to be the ideal place to also throw money into it. So for you, let's say for you that you're a lot on Instagram, I see, let's start putting some ads on Instagram to already boost the stuff it's already working for you.
Yeah.
And then from there, you kind of want to have a strategy on just getting people in your funnel. So I'm a big funnel guy.
Okay, so I have kind of a thing like that where like people they go in like I offer a free first buyer or a free first time buyer's guide. If you click my link tree on Instagram, you have to sign up to your email, your phone number, all that, and you go directly to my CRM.
Perfect.
When you're saying funnel, is that the kind of strategy you're talking about, like getting people?
Exactly, right? Because what is it that most agents are lacking, and we hear this all the time, is it's responding to the leads on a timely manner,
Yeah,
and doing it consistently enough over time, where when they are ready to do something, you're going to be the guy that they work with or the woman that they work with. The problem is most realtors are short-sighted and they're only thinking about the next lead, the next person. And the thing is also on that end, if they really, the ones that have gotten some business, if they really just focus on following up and keeping up with those existing people they've worked with, they wouldn't have to work so hard on getting new people in too.
I love you're saying that because I have a listing coming up. And he's an old friend of mine. We worked together 10 years ago, but we haven't talked really in 10 years. But I've sent him an email, a market update every month for the last 4 years. And then he'll respond. He responds it periodically. That's the only time we talk. And now he's looking to sell and he's hiring me. Literally just from, you know what I mean? That was the only contact we had was the email, the monthly email marketing on stats. And a lot of people I find are lacking big time with just following up and just keeping track of everything.
Yeah.
Like they'll post all this great content online, but they'll have no call to action, as they say.
Yeah. And let's be honest, how many people are on social media every day? I mean, that's one of the factors when you're also running paid ads, is that if you're running ads for a week, that's not long enough to really give yourself momentum to go anywhere, because I know people, especially people that are probably going to be really realistically buying homes. They're not checking. They're not like, especially people my age, 30 or under, let's say, they're not going to be as often on social media. So, you got to kind of work the long game. And for me, getting started in real estate, what have I focused on the past like 2, 3 months is on
Yeah.
building the back end. Right. As a paid ad guy, I'm like, I could run all the great ads and get in front of people, but if I don't have something that's gonna keep them latched to me throughout the tenure or the lifetime or whatever, then it makes pointless for me to start really putting ads for into things first. So for me, I'm building my back end. That's from like the welcome email. Welcome, congratulations on becoming a subscriber. Nothing real estate related, right? Just something really fun. I'm here in Tampa. I'm going to be sharing with you in the next couple of emails free resources from your favorite local spots in the area and stuff like that. And those are the next couple of emails
And you do
mixed in.
video? You send it as a video, or?
I have some of those as well mixed in into the later emails and things like that. But in the beginning, no one's going to give me that time, so I don't really focus on that because I'm just building rapport at the beginning. But I'm making sure that it's not monotone. And I think when most people they're just focused on, let me just put it up.
Yeah.
That's half the work, putting it up, but then actually putting some effort into making yourself different.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So those
I like
emails
that.
are really powerful, and there's going to be nothing better marketing than email.
I
So
agree. I think having someone's email is the most powerful thing that you can have, and keeping track of it. Like I said, I just use Mailchimp. Like they can sign in. I have a bunch of people that sign in through my CRM and set them. They can actually set themselves up on a drip campaigns. They don't even have to talk to me if they don't want to. But I'm also seeing how often they're looking and opening my emails. So I'm engaging that, and I'm seeing what kind of emails they're looking at. And I know eventually when they're ready to talk about it, right? Like they're gonna reach out to you. Some people just aren't ready to pick up the phone yet, right? But they still want the
I
information.
always say this: all the emails that you have set up on your CRM, and this is something that I haven't even told my clients, right? Because for some of them, we don't really go in that deep into things like that. But I'm doing this for myself because obviously I know what should be expected, what I should do. And it's like, have all those emails that you have in your CRM on a Google Doc as well, so that over time you can go and kind of optimize each email based on kind of the ones you're seeing are getting good reactions or not reactions, so that you can start optimizing those and you start increasing. Remember the funnel, you start increasing those people that are opening it until at some point you start getting people that start clicking on it. And those first initial emails that I'm sending out, I'm including my booking link on there as well. And by the way, at the end, as a PSS, if you're looking to do something, blah blah blah, I'd love
Yeah,
to help.
just like a Calendly link or something like that. Just
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I have.
Someone has their hand up though. Sorry, I just don't want to miss them.
Yeah.
BA or Kristen, I just can't see the hands right now. So
Gigi's got her hand up.
call me out if someone has their hand up. I'm
Hey,
using my
Marlon,
phone today.
question. Thank you for doing this. Do you have any ads that out of the box ads? Because I feel like I know us as realtors, we see it all the time, and it might be common to us, like the homeless or the under contracts or the just sold or the cash offers. Is there any new type of ad that's unique that you see is performing really well these days?
Well, the inspiration that I would tell you guys is to, when you're looking for inspiration, you don't definitely want to look in your own space. You want to look into what is maybe another vertical doing that seems to be working. Sometimes you'll catch these funny memes ads that
Mm-hmm.
that look somewhat spammy or clickbaitish or whatever it is, but y- or even ones that don't look as polished. You'll
Mm-hmm.
be surprised. Those are the ones that sometimes end up doing the most. I think Shawn has definitely proved that to me. Where I believe that, right, that the way you look sometimes says a lot. But like using someone like Shawn, very creative. It's not always like, it doesn't have like that necessarily. Like, I'm a $5 million luxury guy or whatever. But
Hey,
he's
I
on,
am.
on the
No, I'm just kidding.
and you are, right? And that's the thing, right? It's still, the perception is still there, but the way you're going about it is different. And that's, so I would say for me, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at and I don't know if you're talking about creative or you're talking about resources as far as giving something to get information.
I think
So I
she
want to.
wants to know kind of just some ideas that you found have worked, because most of the ads you see for realtors are just listed, just sold. So she's wondering, I think, Gigi, is that what you're talking about? Like you want to,
Yeah. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
homeless too. Cause I know, I mean, I don't know if this data is right or not, but I recently read that 60% of buyers need to sell. So you could push a buyer ad and eventually get sellers. But the thing is that I don't know, like maybe because we're realtors and we just see it, but that home list, it's like, really? You know, there
Yeah.
has to be something better now with technology because they can get a home list anywhere. You know, why would they enter their name and phone number to get homeless under 500 with a pool in Miami when you can just do that filter without entering your information on Zillow? So, or like, I do have some success with like under contracts and solds to get listing leads. But I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
there, or cash offers, actually cash offers have been really great just because you get those desperate people, right? They're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what?
Right. You're picking low hanging fruits.
Right. So I just didn't know if there was something out of the box that you saw was getting a little bit more click-through rate, or, you know, are videos better than carousels versus photos? Like
But let me.
what do you
So
think does best?
I'm gonna give you the honest truth, and someone is always gonna come on here and tell you this is what's working. But if you talk to them 3 months from now, it could be something else. What you're talking is trend pattern. You're looking at kind of like what is it that the topic, what is the whatever at the time that you see that tends to be the thing that's getting the attention, and you want to just jump into that wagon. The same thing that people do with music that's popular, is going viral, and all of a sudden that's the one that you want to use if you want to help push yourself. Those are tactics. For me, I stay away from that. The way that I handle things, I always go back to full funnel strategy, right? There's always someone at the top of the funnel that's thinking about buying or is thinking about listing and doesn't know whether they should or not. Then there's people have done a little bit of research that are kind of ready. They kind they kind of know what they want, but they don't know who they want to work with. Those are people in the middle of the funnel. And then you got people that are ready to do it. They just don't know with who. They've seen a bunch of people. They've had their neighbors recommended someone for them. They just don't know. They haven't found someone that they feel they can trust or give information to. So for me, I always have, if I'm going to go and run paid ads, I've always got top of the funnel ads that are just giving out information that's educational based
um,
on how that is doing. And I usually want to use videos for those. Why video? Because I can retarget people based on how much of that video they've seen. So if I'm talking, let's say whatever, if you're in your case, you've got great things going on with cash buyers, then that's the topic I kind of want to hit on more than and push that to people that have already shown some kind of interest and prior stuff of mine. So from there, I started thinking about my second plan, which is something like what Shawn said. I have a league magnet that's catered to that specifically to make sure that I'm segmenting my audience based on what they're giving me. And then from there, obviously, like I said, from there, you've got to take them to a landing page, some kind of squeeze page that's giving more information, that's giving them a way to make an appointment with you. Like that is just like the step. Everything else that you're doing, if you're not segmenting people through each step of those funnels, then you're just part of like the crowd that's going after the people that are ready, that are just like the 1% that's ready to do business now, as opposed to focusing on that 80% of the people that are not ready yet. But if you work those over time, you're going to get a bulk of business out of that than trying to focus like the 90% that's focusing on that 5% of people that are ready to do business now. That's what it sounds like from what I'm hearing that you're telling me. So you've had some success. Why haven't you seen massive success? Because again, you're cherry picking the same thing that everyone else is.
I agree with Marlon big time for that. Gigi is doing little like video stuff. And you have to be super consistent with it. I would say quick videos that try and get them to click your page. You know what I mean? Like kind of a hook. Like this house got 200,000, or this house went for 200,000 over asking. Click this and I'll tell you why, or something. Or click my landing page and I can give you a free market evaluation. Something better than that. But I find videos with a hook is the best way to get you clicks. And it has to go to some sort of landing page. Also, if you don't have listings, I find if you get a super popular property, and do a just listed post for it and add that out there. Ask the listing agent if you can promote their property, and like something that you know is. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a call here. Oh, did I cut out? Am I here?
Oh, you're here. We can hear you.
Okay, sorry, someone's calling me. And then this is something I do. I'll go to if I see a super popular property, I'll do a just listed post for that and shoot it out there, and you get tons of buyers that way. Because some properties aren't going to get a lot of action from Facebook ads, so I wouldn't do every property, but the really good ones you'll get some action.
The big thing is here, if you're running all kinds of ads, you're running cash offer ads, you're running just listed. These are all multiple things that you're if you're unless you got a big budget, you can't do all of it. And you need to make sure that you have a squeeze page. It's got to go somewhere where someone can give you their information, where you can start the conversation. Like, that's really the key thing. Any kind of ad that you're running anywhere, if it's not going to the same place that is hopefully that you can hopefully over time optimize it. Maybe the first week it's not converting, and then you change the headline. Maybe you change the message in the video. All of a sudden you start seeing that it starts getting better and better and getting more traction. Then you start tweaking other areas. But if you're running just listed, you're running the cash, you're running the first time home buyer ad stuff, you're spreading yourself thin. You're going on about it wrong. And for Gigi and her, in your personal case, you've seen already some results in some of the ads that you ran. So what I would say is, if it's, let's say in your case, the cash offer, you've seen momentum on that. Create a squeeze page just for that, with an email, a video where you're going deep into the stuff that you've done, the kind of deals you've successfully done in the past, and even a free resource like Shawn was saying, that just an extra incentive to get to get them to give you their information. Because at the end of the day, hopefully you have the back end set up correctly, the emails, the text message, the voice drops, and if not, also that personal, just like, I'm gonna get it done and I'm gonna get them on the phone kind of thing.
Yeah, you need a call to action to get them somewhere else, so you're getting their information, or you're wasting their time. If you're just giving it all out in a video and like there's nothing for them to click on, it's just it's brand awareness, but you're not going to get anything valuable out of it. You have to find a way to get their email with it. I'll send you Gigi, if you message me on Instagram, there's a girl here who does tons of them. I can send you her profile. You can take a look at hers, and she crushes it with just her mini update market videos and stuff. So.
And just be careful with trying to, like, what is working for you, or what it is that you see, because you gotta focus on you gotta have an avatar. Hopefully you know who your client is. In your area, maybe there aren't properties over 500. So that maybe they're in the service sector. Like, you got to do some research to know who your avatar is. What are they into? What kind of shows do they watch? Because then you start separating yourself from the pack by actually letting them targeting those people based on their interests and trying to make that genuine connection. Right? We all want to work with people that we know, like, and trust, right? Like, we know those 3 factors in marketing. So for me, I like spending a lot of time and building that rapport with people, because then the selling part becomes easy. Right? There's marketing and then there's selling. Most people kind of combine those two together. So the better job we do at marketing, the easier the selling is for us, is what I believe.
Gigi, you still here?
I'm here, yeah.
So I'll tell you one that worked well for me recently, and I got a bunch of emails from it. Is I did for November, I did draw a mustache contest on Shawn King, and you can win a gift card. And I did an ad for that, and you had to give your email just to my area, and I got about 15 emails from people that entered the contest, and I gave little participation things out, so I got all their addresses and stuff too. So I just said, "What's your address?" And I'll email you this, right? Or I'll send you this little gift for participating. And all their kids were playing along and stuff too. It was a great way to just build rapport, and it was just a fun ad. It wasn't trying to target them.
That's cool. Yeah. What if you have a mustache already, though? No, I'm kidding. Anyway.
Yeah. But it was just for November. For Christmas.
No,
so
bleach it, and send out.
Marlon, quick question. So on a Facebook ad, you have the ability to what kind of ad. Right now, I have it so that it auto populates their login information to Facebook. Right. I read obviously that it gives you a better chance to get that information up front. But based on what you're saying, you shouldn't. You should send them to a landing page instead of that, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it depends at the end goal. At the end of the day, why do I want someone to go to the squeeze page? Because I'm the one controlling everything that's on there, the messaging, the words, everything that I want, right? It's like it's like the actor learning all his lines and then going on and feeling comfortable because I've got it all rehearsed. The same thing with you. For me, because I want to be able to track all those people, I have my Facebook pixel installed
Okay. Yeah.
on my squeeze page, right? And so should everyone on their website, especially you, Shawn, that you're spending, right? You have someone doing it. Hopefully there's your pixel code on there so that then you can retarget people, because that's that's really the aim. It's the retargeting. That's where the money is at. That's where you really want to put in all your money. It's in the retargeting, people that have already raised their hands. So I like the idea of the squeeze page. If you're gonna put in some time and effort into crafting one, that assembling one that's got the right messaging, that's giving value, and that also has a call to action, and that also has the right follow-ups afterwards, right? That's a big thing. That's the same thing. People, hey, I want to get leads, Marlon. Great. Do you have a follow-up in place? I don't. So what happens when you try calling those people once, and then you want to call the next person, and the next person, you never get back? Like, what happens? Then you're gonna say,
sorry. That's why CRM is so freaking crucial. Like, there's people in my brokerage who've been in the business 10 years and don't have a CRM. Like, they're pushing away hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, the follow-up, especially for an online lead, is so important. The lead itself is useless without the follow-up. I mark them. I have to call them in 6 months, call them in 3 months. I get them immediately on my mailing list. So I'm hitting them every 2 weeks with a bi-weekly email. So they're seeing my name pop up. Like, you have to keep track of that stuff with the online leads, or you're wasting your time.
Yeah. And again, if you're going to be cookie cutter about it and you're going to do it halfway, just find a generic template that your CRM gave you. Again, that's not going to do it. You're not going to see the results. You got to take the time to go on ChatGPT and say, this is the point of my, you're an expert copywriter. You're good at, your persuasiveness, and your words are eloquent. And then from there, I go into, this is my audience. This is who we're targeting. Like, you give it a predefined set of things that how you need it to function. And then you say, craft me an email for local buyers. And because now we're focusing on just buyers, on local buyers in the Tampa area that might be looking to buy. What are the 5 topics they might need to know about? Break me up a 5 email series on each topic, and make it personal, but make it humane, and make sure that the tone is one of a friendly guide, right? Because you always want to be the guide to people, right?
And ChatGPT, you can literally write into it, make this friendlier, make this funnier, make this business casual.
Yeah, exactly. Give us some humor. Give us some humor. Like Shawn would be like, right? Shawn would be like, give us some humor and some.
No, everything I do is extremely serious all the time. So
yeah, right. There you go. Exactly. But that's what I mean. Like, that is what's going to separate you from the so many that are saying, oh, but I tried this and I, though it's working for everyone. But the people that it's working for is because they're being meticulous about how they're doing that particular thing. So that would be my advice on whether you're running ads, ads, focusing on the marketing email, focusing on the organic stuff. Pick one audience, pick one topic, create content around that pillar, create your squeeze page around that topic, optimize it over time. Then you start optimizing the emails. As people start opting in, how many people are reading the emails? Okay, then I need to work on the emails. How many people are then not clicking on the second and third email? I think about it as a relationship with a human being. If I go on a first date, do I want to talk about marriage stuff? Probably not. Let me start light. Let me start with, how did you date much in high school? What kind of sports were you in? And then I cater my emails just like that, so that it's personable. It doesn't, when someone looks at it, they if someone thinks, if you're going to be sold, no one's going to open the email. So in those first few emails, guess what I did last month? I went to all the cool local areas that are popular. I said, hey, I'm a local realtor. I want to partner up with you and offer my clients a discount on my email database. I have 4,000 followers on my social media page. Let's kind of combine. Let's collab. I can come here and give you my QR code, and people can scan it, whatever it is. And now on my email, as people come in for these, whether they're buyers or sellers, that first campaign is like, hey, here are my freebies. Here's 179 reasons why realtors are worth compensating, which we all got that. That's all on the NAR website. All I did was brand it to me. And that's going to be the first email that they get. On the second email, hey, here are the goodies from your favorite local, here's a laundry mat place and you can get 10%. Here's this and that. So my emails are just helping, giving resources. And then over time, it starts getting into like real estate stuff. Hey, you curious about how the market is doing? Let me tell you. and it kind of goes from there. And that supplemented with a weekly email makes it easy. So like now you've got the whole thing set up automatically. It's on automatic, and then you're just sending out an email that whether once a week or once a month personally. That's more what this guy Russell Brunson calls Seinfeld emails. They're just like random emails about, hey, I woke up this morning and my kids drove me crazy, blah blah blah, and then you go to, anyways, here are the open houses that are going to be open for this weekend. If you're interested in seeing them, boom. Yeah, all of a sudden,
How
you
important
get
is the hook on the email? I find again now that I'm working on like the subtext that pops up on your screen before you open it. When I make that, like you're losing money today, you're losing money daily or whatever, something that just captures them to make them want to open it, and I'm getting way more opens.
Yeah. I don't send an email without that.
Yeah, I don't just have here's your monthly market update. I'll be like, listen, like you need to buy now, like something to like scare the crap out of people. If they don't open this, their life's gonna be ruined. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's something that like I don't do it without it, and it's one of those things too. Like I said, you keep it on a Google Doc somewhere, and you keep track of it. It's so tedious, but it's easy to just say, let me try this one here. ChatGPT, give me a few different ones. But if you're not really like, I break down all my emails in different psychology. One is like fear based. Another one is status based. These people that care about status. So all the different topics are psychology based. I'm tinkering with. Okay, this time I want to go with the scarcity psychology kind of headline ish. If you don't get it, only 5 are left. Kind of stuff. 10 days left before you miss out on that kind of thing. So I think the most important thing on anything that we're doing is kind of tracking it somewhere so that we can over time optimize that, because we could Facebook, whether it's Facebook ads, organic email marketing. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing that people aren't doing is tracking a lot of it, which is, if you ain't tracking it, you can't improve it, and then you can't improve it, you're never gonna hit that goal.
That's why I love MailChimp too, because you can literally see how many times they opened it and all that. Like, so I'll do one email on stats and I'll get completely different people open it than if I do 7 best restaurants in the area. So I'll mix it up, right? So that I'm hitting different audiences. Like one girl who never opens my emails, I did 7 best spots for Christmas time to go for like hot cocoa, and she opened it 7 times. You know what I mean? So, and I'm keeping track of who's opening what and mixing it up.
Yeah, you got to keep, when that happens, those are people saving it. You got to think about the same behaviors that you do. I have certain, emails or certain people that I get emails from that I star them. I have them as like VIP on my iPhone. So as soon as they come there, I'm flagging them. I have a color, I flag it. And throughout the week, I'm checking that email probably once or twice as I'm going through the different articles within the email.
Carol, are you still here? Sorry, she's just saying some good stuff in the chat. I wanted to get her in here. Carol?
Hey, yes, I'm here. I was just trying to get to the unmute button. What's going on?
No worries. Tell us about the squeeze campaign you had. You said you had 200, sorry if I'm reading that right, 200 emails in 48 hours?
Yes. So about 3 weeks ago, I'm a late night worker. I don't, I work all throughout the day. And then when my mind, it doesn't always shut off. So I would say about 1 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday, I guess it'd be Friday morning at 1 o'clock in the morning, I decided, hey, I'm going to make this post on Facebook about the most expensive property in Kentucky, which happened to be a $4.5 million property with 8 bedrooms and 13 bathrooms. And it was just gorgeous. Everything about it from the pictures were just gorgeous. So I made a post. I did a squeeze page we use KV Core. So I made a squeeze page and I made a post on Facebook about, hey, the most expensive home. Ended up getting, within 48 hours, I had over 200 contacts, which included their email and a lot of phone numbers directly right into my CRM.
Yep.
That's insane. I want to hear more about that actually later on. So
that's another great tactic to use to kind of ride on is the clickbait. It's like, oh, it's the bigger than life home. A lot of some of the other ones that work really well, just throw out some different ones out there that's definitely worked for my clients, depending on your area. Sometimes out here in Tampa, for example, finding a 3.2 under 400 is extremely hard. So I sometimes, and it has worked for my clients like very well, is just drive them to, whether it doesn't even have to be, it could be Zillow, it could be whatever it is, but you're driving them over to a page that is taking them to a filtered list, and hope, like in your case, your website. If you've got a website, fantastic, even better. You take them to your website, whether it's a filtered list of homes under 400 for 32, blah blah blah. There's a lot of times that they're looking for it themselves already. So if they online, they see their promotion, they see a creative that says, new listed homes under 400, whatever it is in your specific area, you're gonna get tons of clicks. And that's another great way. Like I said, if you're driving them to your website, you can retarget a lot of those people with additional ads or whatever on those specific things. Another one that works really well are also open houses. All right. It says like, these are going to be the open houses for this coming weekend. A lot of people are, if you're, and of course, this is more for home buyers and stuff like that. But again, you're going to be able to still build your pipeline, build your database, because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing, right? It's like a lot of people focus on leads specifically or business, but I need people to talk to. I need people to know that I do real estate, and as many more people I can show that to, then the better for me in whatever way that is.
Open house ads can be great for listings as well, because what I'll do is I'll do a wine and cheese before the weekend, and I target the neighbors, right?
I was saying.
Yeah. So, and like Google and Facebook ads, you can target specific areas. So you can do. I did an open house ad and just targeted that little area there, and I also did handouts like flyers and stuff in the area. It's a great way. I talked to like 3 people that were just like, you know what I mean? They want to know what it's selling for. They want to know what's going on in the area. So, and it gets rid of all the nosy neighbors.
Yeah, I'll tell you what my strategy is kind of right now. I'm gonna start as a new agent, right? I've spoken with so many, top producers on my podcast about how they got started. The majority, hands down, just said, my first year I killed it in open houses. Like I don't care what else tactics may have worked. More than that, it was like I hit up 4 to 5, 6 open houses a week. But there's a way of doing it strategically. It's like I'm going to hold an open house for people because I don't have my own listings. But what am I going to do? I want to schedule those as advanced as possible so that I can then do my own marketing. So I'm going to grab someone's listing and I'm going to go on Canva and I'm going to create all the stuff like if it was a listing for myself. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to see what before the open house. Hey, dude, or with the agent, you schedule time for you to create some content there. When hopefully it's vacant, you go there, you create some really cool content. Now you're gonna go and create, either you're gonna post it on your Instagram, and then you're gonna promote that through the ads manager. Never boost. That's another thing. Don't boost your posts.
Yeah, I've learned that the hard way too. Like do an actual Facebook ad, not boost it.
Ads manager. Go to ads. What is it? Adsmanager.facebook.com. Run your ads that way. But what you want to do is in advance. You run a small, you just put $5, $10, and you spread it into between like $2 every day or $1 every day for that week. And you push that listing out to your thing so that people are now in that area. You target it in your area, 5-mile radius. Now you're getting people on your social media page that are seeing that you do real estate. Hopefully you've got the funnel stuff we're talking about done. You have a link on your bio that takes them to a squeeze page or whatever. From there, you go out and you door knock that same property that you're running ads to. Because like you're saying, a lot of the same people are going to be people that are probably thinking about selling down the line or trying to see what their neighbor going to get for or how much they could possibly get. And then from there, now you go to the open house. You've got people that are coming in, hopefully from the promotion that you've done. You've got the list of people are going in. And now you're able to follow up with a lot of those people with, hey, you came in here. You were interested in the 3-2 this past weekend. Here are some other properties that you might be interested in. Now you're following up with them either through email or in text messages with a link to your website with additional properties that fit that open house that you were doing. So it's like I said, it's like a whole 360 thing that's got a full circle in order to do it right.
Yeah, just make sure you're trying to get their information. There's no point when they come to the open house, make them sign in. Whatever you got to do, just try and get their information. I find is this sweet. And another thing I do is after I talk to them, I'll send them a handwritten letter from the open house too, kind of thing. So just an extra touch. I wanted to ask you what you think about YouTube ads. I think they're very underutilized, but I see a lot of the ads pop up where there's literally people in my area and they're literally talking about the market and stuff. And to me, I don't know why I haven't jumped on it yet, but they seem like they could be pretty effective if you have a good YouTube page.
It really is. And the agents that are taking the time to do it are doing very well. And like you said, because not many are doing it.
Yeah.
The same thing with me right now. I'm just filming tons of content, and I'm working on the building, the branding, the colors, all that stuff to start, just putting the YouTube page, and then just kind of have, because with YouTube, if you're gonna shoot one, you post, you do a post, once a week, or like once every blue moon, you're not gonna go anywhere. So you really gotta. I think the biggest downfall for most agents trying to start YouTube is not having a proper plan.
Yeah,
Because
that's
whether
where
you're
you
doing it
look for more.
organically or paid, it
Yeah,
works.
that's where marketing companies and stuff like that come into play. Because like I used to run my own Google and Facebook leads, and I just didn't freaking know what I was doing. I was wasting my money, right? But since I hired the company I use now, there's a system set up for me. They know what works best. Is if I'm not getting the results, then they're getting paid per click, right? It's pay per click. So if I'm not getting the results, they're not getting paid.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And if it's just bullshit people, again, I'm just going to cancel. But so I'm getting pretty quality leads for as quality as internet leads can be. But again, you have to put the money out, and it's just better to hire a professional, I find, if you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, and when you're getting on YouTube, you got to think about what kind of commitment is it you're trying
Yeah.
to do. If you're in it for the long haul, you're gonna start posting.
And YouTube is long haul. Like you're
No,
not gonna
it
get.
is. It is.
Yeah.
It's not like you can get away with it on like TikTok, just
Yeah.
sharing the stuff on Instagram and on LinkedIn. But YouTube is not like that. You could even try posting your reels on Shorts, and they're not gonna get the same kind of results.
Oh, I get 10,000 hits on my YouTube Shorts, but I don't get a conversation from them. You know what I mean? Like Instagram, TikTok, and Instagram, I'm DMing and I'm making the connections. You don't get that on YouTube Shorts, right? So again, you have to do the long term strategy. Like Tom Story gets he connects his Calendly link, so he'll put all his professional stuff. People looking in Toronto, and then book an appointment on Calendly. You know what I mean? Because you're not getting that same thing from. But the YouTube Shorts is to me, it's just a dopamine hit when I'm doing those.
Yeah. No, and the thing is, on YouTube, if you didn't want to put in the time and you're not going to focus on organically growing your channel, you really just need to strategize like I said. Are you a buyer's agent? Are you a seller's agent? Do you work with investors? Are you focused on cash deals? Whatever it is, you focus on that. You create one good piece of evergreen content that will work, for the whole year until it needs updating or whatever, that you can generate leads off of and send to your squeeze page, so that you don't feel overwhelmed also by, but I need to be on YouTube. You can be on YouTube, and you don't need to do it organically. You just need to create one good piece of content to your specific audience that can hopefully help you get your brand out there, or to generate those leads over time by them just seeing your face on YouTube, on Instagram, through the email marketing that you're doing, that you should be doing, and your multiple touch-ups and stuff.
And I find the people that are doing well on YouTube, they're really showcasing their specific area. They're not trying to get 1 million views or go viral. They're the expert in their area, and they're showcasing their area on YouTube. So when people are looking at that area, you're gonna pop up. You know what I mean? Your SEO is gonna be more likely to pop up on Google, all that stuff, right?
A quick way to start is literally in your the neighborhood that you're focusing on, whatever farm area that is. You go on YouTube and you look at what videos, what topics are really just like getting all the views that are going viral. A lot of them, it's the top 10 beaches in Florida over here.
Danny's pro at that. If she's still here, she does tons of great stuff like that. I tell her she's.
And you know what? The other thing is, reach out to these people that you see that are doing what you want to be doing, and don't be afraid to ask them, because they were probably in your shoes at one point. I can't tell you how much time I spend in my DM asking all the different people about different things. Oh, this person's good with YouTube. I'll usually be having a conversation with them. This person is crushing it on TikTok. Let me ask them what seems to be work for them. But honestly, YouTube is definitely a place. Like I said, if you haven't picked the platform, and you want to go all in on one, YouTube is a great one, because it's underutilized, but it's one that it's gonna require a lot of effort and a lot of time. So you really got to think about it. If you don't have the time or the effort or the creativeness or whatever, or the budget, the money, focus on the platforms where a lot of the people, you talk to regularly are spending time on. So if that's Instagram, as far as I know, Instagram is still the place to be. TikTok is great, but
yeah, I find Instagram the best for making the connections. Like I've done deals from TikTok as well, but again, it's a bit more scattered. Whereas Instagram, it's easier to, and Facebook as well. It's easier to hone in on my sphere, right? What's your thoughts on LinkedIn? I just gave up on it. It's just a million agents trying to sell me something. I still post my stuff there because you never know, but I don't care about it.
Yeah, I think it's important to have some kind of presence and
Yeah.
all the, but like just like you said, I
I
post
don't make
on there.
specific content for LinkedIn. It'll be
I
like
don't.
same stuff on my business page goes to
I share it, and what I do is I just tweak the copy a little bit, So I'll
for sure.
either cut it half by half, or
Yeah.
I'll just like reword it, and literally I have an app on my phone where like anything that I have like text or highlighted, it uses ChatGPT to just say like reword or rephrase,
Yeah.
and it'll easily from my phone without me doing anything. We'll just post it. So. Yeah, so that's definitely something, like I said, I think it's important to have, especially, right? Like on LinkedIn, I do want to have a kind of presence, right? But on LinkedIn, I'm going to be targeting those business owners. I'm going to be targeting the enterprise, the entrepreneur, and that's great because, like, again, if I'm looking to sell $1 million homes, like that might be a place that I want to kind of focus on a little bit,
And you never know who's looking. It could just be if you get one client on it and you're not putting too much in it, like it's worth it still, right?
Yeah, and if you're creating content and not trying to put in as many of your platform as possible, it's also a waste of energy too, or not you're not really being efficient optimizing it.
Absolutely.
But if you guys want, I have a few slides if you guys want to allow me to share that I can show you on Facebook ads, and I can show you some of the stuff that presentation
pop them in here.
put up.
Kristen, can you give them screen share or whatever?
And I'll go through it just really briefly or answer any quick questions.
Yeah, no worries. We still got like 10 minutes, but if you go over, who cares?
Yeah, it's usually a presentation that I do for like workshops and whatnot. So let me see if I did this right. Entire screen. Let's see. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm not going to go into why me, but like I said, some of the stuff that I've been on: Book of Boba Fett, Stumptown, Lucifer. My wife and I, when we got married, we were on the People's Cover magazine. I've done commercials for Pepsi, Corona, U.S. Army, and whatnot. But yeah, let's get to some of the common stuff that we all want to know. It's like, what are the mistakes that people make? We've talked about some of them already. Just sold ads, especially to a cold audience that doesn't know who you are. They don't care. You just sold a $5 million home. Okay, what does it mean to them? Nothing. Not using the Meta's ads manager, right? We talked about not boosting your posts, going through the back end of Facebook ads to run those ads. Copy. Right, you don't have a lot of times you're not testing enough things. Your copy's either too long, sometimes it's too short where it doesn't have enough context. You got to try to find the right balance. A lot lack of testing, like I said, you got to test what works. Maybe at the top of the funnel, you try longer text because more people want more context before they click on anything. As they're towards the bottom of the funnel, you can go a little shorter and more, with a little more aggressive direct response call to actions. Not tracking, like I said, that's a big one. Not tracking any of you got to track how your ads are performing. How many people did it reach? How many clicks did you get? What was your click-through rate? You got to know you got to have your benchmarks. What metrics are you are tracking? Optimizing your Facebook ads for maximum results. You got to do ads that builds trust with those leads. So you got to give educational stuff at the top of the funnel. A lady that does this really well is from Alante Real Estate. You could tell here now, as a family of 7, Danielle and Mark needed a larger home than the current 2,000 square foot house. Right? It's very specific. It's like I said, having that avatar and speaking to them in a way that it feels like you're talking to them. But here we are leveraging video. And again, you got to analyze those results. And most importantly, if you're going to run ads, you got to follow up. You got to have those follow-ups in place. If not, just don't even waste your money. Proof of effectiveness, like what works. These are some of the ads that work really well, right? The top 5 South Shore home sales in 2022. This one over here, just like more of a team from Compass. Right here, this one here is showing a home. You can see this kitchen is fire, right? It's speaking very, very specific to a very specific thing. It's not vague, right? So you don't want to be vague in your text. So you can see here also leveraging carousels. So it's important to leverage all the, Facebook gives you multiple formats. You could use pictures as carousels. You could use pictures as slides. I mean, how can you pique someone's attention when they're scrolling on the phone? The idea is to test the creative, test the copy, test the targeting. Maybe you want to target outside of real estate. Everyone does when they're doing targeting, everyone does the first-time home buyer, Trillo, Zillow. Well, what are the stuff that these people are into? What shows are they watching on Sundays, like HBO, Game of Thrones, or you want to use those other interests to make connections with people and do video again that, like I said, that connects to that. Here we go. We've seen, some of us know Shane Bergman, right? He does a lot of great content. You can see here for his ads, he's leveraging video, but he's using testimonials, right? He's using social proof to attract people towards his bottom of the funnel. Why? Because the top of the funnel, he's creating a lot of content about many different things on his social media page. So the people that he's targeting, those are people that are already that he's already marinated. So by the time they see this ad, it makes sense for them to see it. And there's a higher likelihood that they're going to actually click on it and that he's going to get a result out of it. Why? Because he's filling the top of the funnel before he's going for the kill. So again here, right? If you're going to use a long copy, break it up. Even this one, I would have broken up maybe right here in the middle and utilize bullet points. Bullet points are a great way to highlight some of the really, cool things that it should be why they should pay attention. They might not read all this, but they will look at the bullet points. So very, very important to use bullet points. And again, here, the many things work. Even look at this ad. Remember, we were talking about ads that don't look good, that maybe look a little like not polished. That's one here. Looking to sell your home and maximize your investment opportunities. Don't wait. Now is the right time. This actually worked. This was running for months. It wasn't a client of mine, but I know this is running for months because I kept checking it. And no one's going to run something for months if it's not working. And I actually tried it with another associate of mine with a brokerage out of Tampa, out of San Diego, just very basic wording. And theirs was actually different. It was literally a home for this much, pay this much a month for whatever, something like that. It got crazy hits. So get creative ways like this, using carousels, like I said, leverage all of it. Here's some more examples, more videos, before and after videos, right? How not to price your home, right? A lot of times if you're searching for those listings, how can you get those for sale by owners? Well, you can hit up those for sale by owners with videos like this that's educating them, where you're not pressuring them, telling them that they should work with you or with a realtor, as opposed to just giving information where they kind of at the end figure it out themselves that maybe I should use an agent. Maybe I don't know enough, right? So these are the stuff that really going to work. Understand your Facebook goals and benefit. Before running any kind of ad, like I said, you got to know what is your end goal. Is it to get them on the phone? Is it to get them on your email list? Is it to get more people over to your Instagram page to get more and more views on your current content to build up that top of the funnel strategy? Like, you have to know what's your end goal. When it comes to creative, you got to test many things. But again, don't use the boost button. Go to business.facebook.com. Create an account and run your ads through there. The second thing, once you create an account and you're ready to run ads, you're going to get up to 11 objectives that you can choose, that you can run type of ads. The ones that you should be focusing on is brand awareness. If you're doing top of the funnel stuff and you have videos that are educational and fun or whatever, then use the lead form as well. If you don't have a squeeze page, and you've already got people like towards the middle of the funnel, you've already made multiple contacts, then the lead form, lead generation objective on Facebook is amazing, because it's going to cost you less because you're not driving anyone outside of Facebook, and it auto populates their information too already, so they don't have to type their full name. Makes it a lot easier. You also tend to get a lot of bogus leads because of that, right? So you got to kind of weigh that. Also, sending people straight to your messenger campaign. If you are giving away something like a lead, you have some kind of lead magnet, give it to them away inside the messenger. If you don't have a squeeze page, right? Either way, you want that, especially now, right? Because if Instagram knows that you're having conversations with someone on the DM, the likelihood that they're going to show your content to that person moving forward is higher. And that's all we want, right? And then of course, traffic is another one that you want to focus on. Just driving, like I said, someone to a squeeze page, that's going to be cost ineffective, and it's going to be the one that's going to get you the most views on your page. Yeah, obviously, this is the one thing that's a big thing, is that if you're running ads as a realtor, you have to obviously use the special ads category, which then limits you to, you can't really do any kind of targeting when it comes to anything gender, age, and it just limits you, right? Because let's be honest, what 18-year-old is trying to buy a house or selling one? Unlikely. So the way around the special ads category is to create at the top of the funnel, create content, video content that's not real estate related. It could be about your town. It could be about a cool spot in your city, a new spot that just opened up. And you now can target specific people that's 25 to 65 or 55, whatever. And then what ends up happening is now, based on how much they view that video, you can retarget those people with your real estate stuff. And now you've kind of created a loophole where now you are targeting specific people into your thing without having this issue here. So that is a backdoor that most people don't know about. And then when it comes to your targeting, you're going to have, these are the 5 things you're going to have to focus on. You're going to have the budget in your schedule. You got to pick how, if you're going to do $5 a day, $10 a day, or if you're going to just do 300 for the whole month, right? You could do by daily, or you could do by just like a specific deadline. Then you're going to pick your audience base right over here, right? You're going to have, you could do interest based, like I said, maybe the Zillow, Truly and stuff like that. If you want to get really cool, like I said, what are the stuff in your, maybe like me in Tampa, maybe I want to go after the Buccaneer fans and the Bolt Lightning fans and create content for those people and eventually transition them into real estate topics and stuff like that. Also, if you have a database already, maybe you have an email list of like 500 or whatever, you can upload that into Facebook and you can target those people by creating a custom audience. So really cool way to, like I said, engage that database, not only by email, but even the content that you're creating on Instagram. Like you should you should have a custom audience of your email list, where every time you send an email, when you create content, you also run an ad. You put $5-10 into that ad that's going to send those people content of yours on social media. So now they're seeing your email, now they're seeing you on social media, and now that's more effective than just doing one thing by itself. And the creative, we talked about the creatives. I won't go into it. You want to test videos, you want to test images, you want to use carousels, you want to use slides. You want to try you want to test 2 things simultaneously. Maybe do a image by itself, or you could also do a carousel. And you could show the first slide could be the main house. The second slide could be the second important, area of the house. That's maybe in your area is the kitchen, maybe it's the master room. And you go in that order with a call to action in the last slide. And make sure, again, that you're taking them to a specific squeeze page. We talked about the lead form earlier. This is just an example of that lead form. If you don't have a squeeze page, you can create a lead form. And just make sure, that if you are, whatever questions you add on there, the more you add, the less likelihood that it's going to get filled out. So if you ask for name, number, and email, you might get some people in, but maybe if you just ask for name and email and not the phone number, you're going to get a lot more response from that. So you kind of got to test that. Sometimes when you don't put a number on there, you get a lot more bogus people. But even when you put the number there, then sometimes you just get a fake number. So you kind of got to, like I said, you got to test these things to see what works for you. And then you publish, right? You hit publish. You've already selected your objective. You selected your targeting. You created your copy and your creative. Then you publish it. And then from there, right, you just gotta follow up with everyone. This is just me going about debunking the stuff, but yeah, these are more stuff that you guys don't worry. I hope this helped. You guys can, if you want some like free resource, you guys can scan that on there. I go a little bit about the strategy, the full funnel strategy, how not to do it. So you might find that helpful, some of you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys found that helpful. I hope I didn't go too long. I try to kind of speed everything up.
No, you're perfect. If you guys want to see those slides again, we'll have the full video link put up on YouTube. so you'll be able to, if you want to check out all of his slides. You're cool with that, right, Marlon?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Um,
I'll send it over.
tell everyone your Instagram handle so we can follow you.
Yeah, so you can follow me at Social Buzzin, Buzzin Slang. So Social BUZZN.
Awesome.
And
That was awesome,
yeah,
Marlon.
just hit me a DM, send me a message, say hi, so I can follow back, and hopefully the beginning of a cool relationship.
Marlon's a great guy. You're the best, Marlon. That was really good. We'll do a live soon. We're gonna wrap it up now. Does anyone else have any questions quickly? All right. Yeah. So there we go. We'll end it here. You there? Sorry, I think I'm freezing. That was awesome, though, Marlon. I really appreciate that. I owe you one. I want to come on your podcast now.
Yeah, we're gonna have you for sure.
My